95% of our lives are run and created by our subconscious mind programming. Imagine if your subconscious mind is running many negative, disempowering, and self-sabotaging programs. How will that 95% of your life turn out to be? Would you like help to change your subconscious programming into something that works for you and set it to attract and create everything you desire? Join Tamra Oviatt in her show Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer here on OMTimes, where she will connect to the source energy and change your subconscious programming by deleting your negative belief systems. Tamra is the founder of Sacred Activations, a subconscious metaprogramming modality that rewires your brain and shifts hundreds of your belief systems so you can break away from lack, pain, and suffering and take control of what you want to create in your life. Tamra has helped hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, and she is here to help you too. It's not about fighting what you don't want. It's about creating what you do want. And the only way to do that is to change and upgrade your subconscious programming. Let Tamra help you create magic in your world. Tune in every week at Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited you joined me. I'm so excited today. I got my friend Kat with me. And Kat, I've known her for about 27 years now. And she's absolutely incredible. When I met her, I was in the antique business and I went to this garage sale and I met her, and her mother-in-law said, she's really psychic. And I'd never met a psychic before. So I sat and talked to her and she just blew me away. And she had no choice but to be friends with me because I used to always go over to her house and visit with her all the time. And we've been friends for years. And she's the only one I've seen that's really right on. I mean, she blows me away. I had a relationship with this guy, and it was supposed to be just a fling after my marriage of 10 years. And she told me that we would be together in the future. And did you know I'm married to him? We dated in California. We reconnected in Florida. And we're now living in Yucatan, Mexico. And he's definitely the love of my life. And she saw that. She saw that 24 years in advance what would happen with me. And that just blows me away. I thought she was crazy for that, and that she was just, hoping for me that was real. And through those 24 years, I never believed we would be together. And when it happened, it just blew me away. She was right on. I've seen her talk to other people and she tells them things. Look, if you don't change in 3 months, this is what's going to happen. And they didn't do it. And that's what happened. I'm not going to go into it, but she's amazing. She's incredible. She's worked with rescue and she's worked at the police department through her mother. Her mother totally believed in Kat and pushed her to get out there to tell people what she's hearing. And she would bring people to her for diagnosis of things that were going on. And Kat was always right on. And she'd tell them what to do and they'd heal. And but Kat herself, my beautiful friend, doesn't really out there in public. She lives her life. She's very, very private. She's agreed to do this. She's agreed that it's time to come out and connect with you and be able to answer your questions for you. She's real. She's honest. She doesn't play games. She doesn't do this for a living. She hasn't because she hasn't wanted to. But now she's agreed to come out and help you. And I talk to her all the time. If I've got something going on, I call my friend Kat. This is who I talk to when I need clearance and understanding on things and confirming things that I get. Or I'm really wrapped up in something and I call her and she's like, oh, that's nothing, blah, 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 blah. And I go, okay, thank you. And then I change it and then everything shifts for me. And she's also an incredible healer. So if you have anything going on where you really need honest information, and you're not going to always like what she says, she's not going to flu it for you. She's not going to bullshit you. She's going to tell you the truth. She's going to be honest. She's going to be real. So if you're ready for something like that and you need some assistance and some guidance in your life, I definitely recommend Kat. And now over the last couple of years, she has gone through all the practitioner trainings of sacred activations and also the Akashic Records training. But she's a natural. And then now she's gone through this training. She's just gone boom, boom, boom. She's absolutely incredible. Kat, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
So what are we going to talk about? I mean, we just agreed to do this. We're recording this not in front of a live audience today. So when you're seeing this, this is a replay. And so we have nothing planned out that we're going to do. We're just going to have a conversation. And I will ask her some questions too, and she can give us her answers about that. Really for you and where we're at and what we're going through. And anyways, let's just talk, Kat. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So nice to see you.
You too.
So, Kat, I mean, you told me 27 years ago that I would be with Mike in the future, but even more than that, you told me, see, Mike and I were dating. Well, we weren't even really dating. I mean, it was supposed to just be this wild fling because I thought you're supposed to have a fling after a marriage. And I met him and we had this wild fling for like 6 months. And then I didn't know what to do because I always treated him like someone that wasn't important to me, that we were just having fun. And it was never about love. It was never about the future. It was always about the day because that's where I was in my life. And then when I fell in love with him, I didn't know what to do. So I exploded it because I wasn't able to really have love at that time.
Because you weren't healed from your own traumas yet.
Exactly. So I blew up the relationship. I ended it. And then I was brokenhearted, of course, when I did that. And Kat told me, she goes, you will see him and it's going to be an outside sitting area. And you're just going to be walking along and you're going to run into him. So a year later, I was in a whole nother town. And my little sister and I were walking down the street and he was sitting outside at a restaurant with his back to me. And his friend said to him, he said, check out those two hot chicks, right? I love saying that. But anyway, so Mike turns around and it's me and my little sister, and he just started cracking up laughing. So we started again, and I couldn't accept the love, and I exploded it again. And I was truly heartbroken. I really was. And Kat told me, she goes, you will be with him in the future. And for the 24 years I was single, I never had a love relationship. I had a couple short relationships that always just blew up. And then when I was in Mexico, I healed a past life, creating that, which cleared out the path so that when I did run into Mike, I didn't explode it this time. But at the beginning of this relationship, I mean, we're both very strong people. And we got into it verbally a couple times where I took off. And Kat told me, she says, just, and I was done. It's like, I'm out of here, man. And Kat said, hang in there. He's going to turn in to the perfect man for you. And he has. We get along fantastic. We don't fight. We are very supportive of each other. He's so supportive of me. He cooks me dinner all the time. He's always bringing me flowers. He helps me in the business, and he's become the perfect husband. I can't imagine a better relationship than what I have. And 3 years ago, I was ready to end it. I was out of there, and Kat, I said, Tamra, just chill. And every time we had a problem, I'd work on myself and he would change. And now he's absolutely perfect. And Kat guided me through this because I might have exploded again. And she helped me to stick with it and to see through it. So now I have that perfect relationship. So Kat, I don't think I've ever sat here and said this to you. And I really want to say thank you for your support. I mean, you are absolutely such a supportive friend. And Kat's available for that, you guys, if you need that. She would love to have a couple people she works with. And connect with her and have that support system. This isn't a rah, build your business support system. This is true, deep inner feelings and fears and stuff. She can help you see through that and really what steps you should take to assist yourself. Kat, what would you like to say about that?
I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. My goal is to just be kind of a sort of a life coach for a few people. And available,
So you only want to work with a couple people at a time. You're not interested in having this huge business of all these clients. You want to really be able to focus on a couple and be really super supportive with them.
That's correct, because I don't like doing readings, the type of readings like a psychic reading for people. It's always been so superficial to me. Everybody's after the same thing, relationship, money,
Top
business.
two.
And it's always the same questions, and it's just boring and superficial to me. I don't like doing it.
What's funny is I worked as a psychic for a while at one of the psychic places down in the valley. They had like 6 or 7 locations, and I couldn't do it.
California psychics.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same questions over and over and over again. And I was a theta healer at the time, so I would just start seeing, I see this with you and this with you and this with you and this with you. Can we change that? I would do healings on them. And so I started getting known for that, and they'd be calling in for that instead of the psychic stuff. And that's where you want to be, is like, look, you got this, this, and this, and this. Let's change this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but you can see that. You have those psychic ability or that intuition where you can see that stuff to really show them where they need to go, right?
Yes, I get visions, I hear things, I see things, I smell things, I feel it. It's just an automatic. It's always been automatic my entire life. It's just blurts out. Somebody asks me a question and there it is. There's no thought to it whatsoever. I don't put any of my personal feelings into it, no, my personal ego, nothing. I just say it like it is. And a lot of people faulted me for that. They didn't like my response, my answers. You had a friend that you asked me to read, and I told her she wasn't ever going to be in a relationship And she got so angry with me, but it was her whole materialistic being, and there was nothing that she was ready to heal to attract that into her life. She was always just going, dating, nothing ever hit, nothing ever stayed. And I believe she's still like that today.
I'm not going to bring up any names, so I think I know who you're talking about, and we're just going to move on.
But I was just bringing up the fact that people
No, I
don't
understand.
like me. They
No.
get so upset at my answers sometimes and feel that
Yeah,
I put my personal thoughts or ego into it, and then I'm just such a negative person. That's the furthest thing from it.
because you're really just speaking to them the truth, the real truth behind all of this.
Yeah, so don't ask me any questions unless you really want to know the answer.
Yeah.
That's how I have always lived.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as some could say, you're brutally honest. So it's really, I mean, if you really want to change and you really want to know what's going on, and you really want to work on things and really truly have assistance, talk to Kat. It's not the fluff, pat on your head type thing. It's truth, but it's guidance. And it's like she said, life coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you might not like what she says, but you have the opportunity to change it. We always have the opportunity to change things.
Yeah, and that's what I would tell people in readings, that you're on this path right now, but at any given time you can veer off that. And usually when I would tell somebody relationship wise or whatever they wanted to know, that you have a tendency to self-sabotage. You did that a lot, when you knew things, it's you sabotage it. So that's another reason why I don't like to tell people things, because they themselves get in their own way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're never victims. You know what I mean?
No.
We're creating all of this ourselves. And it's our belief systems. And we come in with a lot of these belief systems. They're in our blueprint. We call them past lives, but they're programs, because we came here wanting to learn and experience different things. So we have this blueprint. But when we're done with that blueprint, and part of it is too, the game of learning how to shift it, right? And to change it to create the life you want. Because if you keep living and not shifting those programs, and you keep creating the same thing over and over and over again, no matter how much you want to change, you will end up sabotaging it.
Yeah.
So how much have I changed since Sacred Activation?
Oh, 100%. You used to be so wild and crazy and all over the place. You're 100% different.
Yeah. And that's from Sacred Activations, you guys.
Yeah, it
How
is.
different are you
Energy
from
work.
Sacred
I'm sorry, what?
How different are you from Sacred Activations?
Oh, in the last couple of years that I have actually implemented it, I have changed in the fact that I don't have any anxiety or pre-thoughts about things. I don't get overwhelmed. In my personal life, I just take things as they come and roll with it. I've shifted a lot, so much so. Yeah, my relationships with everybody has changed so much. There's people that have gone out of my life, and you attract what you're putting out there. So I only have good things happen to me now. And I'm perfectly happy. It's really been difficult for my daughter because she is so emotional. And she wants me to have more emotion and get upset with her, but I just don't. And I think she's finally coming around to understand that this is just who I am, you know? I don't get all wrapped up. I used to get road rage, and I don't have any road rage. I could care less. If somebody's driving too fast in front of me or flipping me off, it's just whatever. I don't even react to it, you know? Passengers in my cars might get upset, but I don't. It's, you know, it's whatever. You tell my kids all the time, it's like I'm playing a video game. You're playing a video game. All these background characters that get in your way and ask you directions or what you're supposed to do, what level you're on, whatever, in the game, they're just background people to get in your way. Just realize that, you know, they're not your main people. It's not where you're supposed to be. So just, there's no reason to get all upset about it or even react to them, you know? You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're saying, and that is perfectly right, because we are in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a video game, and we're here to create and to learn and to grow. However that is for us, because we all are pieces of the puzzle. But there's so many background actors. I really think 80-90% of the planet's background actors. I really think in this game we're in is really only for about the 10% of us.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Is that what you think?
That's what I know. I don't.
Yeah.
I know that.
There's only like 10% of us that are in this play.
Mm-hmm.
Like the holodeck, we're playing a game together, and the 90% of the planet, it's a video game. And so we're learning to manipulate energy and to work with it and to create what we want to create. And then we're programming the matrix. We're the programmers of the matrix. The matrix has been programming us, and it programs society, which is stuck in that, right? But the 10% are now reprogramming the matrix, where the whole thing will just shift. It's all just going to shift.
Yeah.
And then the 90% just come along with us. They don't split off into another world. They don't go somewhere and it's only the 10% of good people. That's a bunch of crap. They do whatever we do. When the 10% shifts, the 90% come with us, and they automatically shift too, because their background actor position has now shifted into this higher energy. What do you think about that, Kat?
Yeah, I see it all the time. I think the most important thing to put out there is love. Just vibrate love, and you get it back. And people, sorry, I'm at a loss.
I understand when you get in that vibration, that energy, it's like, you know, it's like, okay, come back. So the people that are playing the game, that's all you have to do is put out love. Somebody sent me a video. Look, their site, they're getting us to think about all of this, but they're doing this instead. And you know, what are we going to do to change the world and to heal the world? I said, it's an inside job.
It is 100%. Work on yourself. Everything around shifts.
Yeah, you don't have to be out there protesting. Don't put your energy or belief systems out there at all. Don't get sucked into any of that stuff, because that's all part of the matrix that is built in. So you work on programming you, right?
Yes.
Just you. That's it. You're not responsible for anyone out there. This game is for you.
Yes. 100%. You work on yourself. Like I said, people fall off, or they grow with you. And my relationships completely changed. I mean, he has been my true love my entire life. And he's always been a really good, generous person, loving, kind, and as I've evolved the last couple of years, so has he. He's become even more giving and more generous and more loving and more supportive of everything that I do.
Same
Anything
thing
and
with
everything
Mike.
I do. Yeah.
So see, when we change, everybody around us changes.
Yes. Even the animals.
Our animals, yeah, people on the streets, strangers, how they treat you. They smile at you and say hi, or if you smile at them and say hi, you see their eyes light up, right?
Yeah, you do. They feel your vibration. Even if they don't identify it right off the bat, they feel the energy. Something about their soul recognizes it, and you just radiate love and happiness, and the whole world changes with you.
Exactly. That's perfect. Okay, you guys, we're going to take a break. That's absolutely perfect. When we come back, we are going to run some activations at the end. Okay, so stay with us. Kat, I'm so excited we're doing this.
Yay!
Yay, I really am. And this is perfect. Just this conversation, of what we're having is truly amazing. And when you guys can really get that and understand that, I mean, it took me years to understand it, but I just keep working on myself, and things just keep getting better. And like Kat's saying, things just keep getting better and better and better and better. And that spreads to the whole world, which is absolutely perfect. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, go to my website, get some absolute free gifts that are going to really change your life, and stay with us in what we're doing. I have a lot of webinars coming up. I'll be posting practitioner trainings for next year. Next year, we'll be going into crop circles. Hopefully we'll be in Stonehenge, on solstice. And we'll also be going to Avebury and Stratton Drew, and connecting really to the Abbey, my favorite place, the heart chakra of the world, the tour. Glastonbury is absolutely incredible. So I got that coming up, and then we've got Cancun coming up for the fall equinox. So you can see the snake go down the ladder. I'm really, really excited about that. And we'll also be having events available. And so Chichen Itza, cenotes, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, love you. Thank you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
OMTimes TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. OMTimes Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, OMTimes offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an OMTimes magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on OMTimes TV and broadcasting it across the extensive OMTimes radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. OMTimes. Open yourself to the possibilities. Do you want to go deeper into sacred activations, which is a subconscious meta-programming process? Tamra Oviatt is inviting you to visit her website at tamraoviatt.com to sign up and get lifetime access to free 7 activations that you can listen to anytime you want or as often as you need. If you like what Tamra does and like to incorporate sacred activations into your life, she also offers live webinars, masterclasses, and practitioners training to further support your healing, manifestations, and expansion. There are hundreds of activations on her website that address different aspects of your life: money, health, relationships, intuitive abilities, and more. Head over to her website at tamraoviatt.com and experience the magic of sacred activations. Thank you for listening.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I was just talking to Kat on the break. Her mom's, like I said, her mom had her do all these readings and stuff. So we were talking about a story with Eleanor. What happened with that, Kat?
A friend of mine that I grew up with, her mother had called my mom and ended up that she needed a ride to the hospital. So my mom took her, and shortly thereafter, she was diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver. And she didn't have it because she was a drinker. She had it because she had had a blood transfusion years ago. So she was on her deathbed. And so talking about it a couple days after, you know, and speaking with her daughter, Eleonora, and I just felt like I needed to go be there, stand next to her bedside and let whatever happen, you know, I just was guided to go. So they got me in the hospital. They said that I was another daughter of her. And I sat with her, and I was told to watch the blood pressure, you know, and it would stay low for a certain period of time. And I go, it's going to go up. When it goes up to 125, then it'll stay there for 5 minutes, and then it'll go down. I'm like, that's how I know that this is working. And I watched it happen. It was amazing. And I told her all the places that her mother was. I said, she's here. This is her shell, but she's not really here. She's off. She's seeing other places. She's traveling all around because I see her. And anyhow, she was not supposed to recover. They said she wouldn't recover. And I told Eleanor she had 3 more years with her mother and enjoy it. She lived 3 more years. And when she came out of her coma, she talked about all the places she'd gone. And she had even had a Indian doctor. And she addressed him and said, I know who you are. I met your mother. And he said, my mother's dead. She said, I know yeah, but she's a beautiful woman. He said, lady, my mother was a horribly, very unattractive woman. And she said, I don't mean it. Her soul, she's a beautiful person. She's so loving and kind. And anyway, it was funny that came to pass, that I saw that. I knew that. And I was asked, because that was in 1995. And then a friend of my sister's from high school, her brother was in a horrible accident where he had lost his leg and his arm, and he too was in a coma. And they asked me if I could see if I could do anything, if anything happened. So I did. And I actually dealt with his spirit in that situation. He was not a happy person. He was a miserable person, but this is going to happen. He's going to recover. Because they had reattached his arm and his part of his other leg. And it had not taken, or it wasn't taking. And then I said, no, it's fine. It'll work now. He's going to have a long healing process, and he's going to be hostile and just the meanest person, because the kind of person that he is, he felt like a victim. He took it out on everybody. Anyway, that came to pass too. Unfortunately, he was not a nice man, but he healed. He recovered.
But he healed. Yeah.
Yes. He healed. So I've worked with people that have just called me, and just friends talking. And I was talking to one of my clients one day back when I was a hairdresser, and she had told me that her cat had gone out and it had been missing for 3 or 4 days. And she lived in Malibu Canyon where there were coyotes and everything. And she was afraid her cat was dead, that she'd never see it again. And I said, no, go 3 doors up. I see 3 houses up. And I said, the houses look funny to me because they were like on stilts. And she said, that's because we live on the lake and the water rises. But I said, he's terrified. He's underneath one of your neighbor's homes. You'll find him there. And she went out within an hour, and there he was. And yeah. So that made me feel really good. I like doing that kind of stuff for people. Reuniting people. It's not a fun thing to lead somebody to a body, but it is a necessity. Like, I've worked with a few cases in California where one in particular, Sherry O'Dally, her husband and his mistress planned to kill this woman. And I guess the mistress had taken a wig and gone in with a rental car and kidnapped her out of the Target parking lot there in Ventura. But everybody was looking for her in all these different places, and I just had a flash, and I saw the entrance to Foster Park, and I said, she's in Foster Park. You'll find her over the canyon. I said, I see a red barn, and then there's a bunch of trash, and I see this big metal round trash can, but she's there. She's within a quarter mile of the entrance. Well, they were going into the park and around instead of the other direction. I didn't know where to go. I just knew what I was shown. And I went out there one day and I said, go that direction. You know, I let them out and I said, I don't want to be there. I don't want to see it. That's not something I ever want to see, but you'll find her within this area. And they found her. She was down in that canyon, and there was a red barn mailbox. It wasn't an actual barn that I was saying. It was a mailbox. But
That's
trash can was down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another girl in Westlake, Kelly Colleen O'Sullivan. I still remember her name. And I got a phone call that this woman was missing, but also at the same time, a teenage boy had kidnapped his ex-girlfriend. And I guess she used to work at TGNY, that place that Mickey Rooney used to own that yogurt shop. And she was one of the salespeople in there. Anyway, I put the 2 cases together, and I actually drew the photos of her, what she looked like, and who took her. And what had ended up happening is he had seen this woman get into her vehicle in front of a pet store there in Thousand Oaks, and he was in the back seat with a gun. And he stole her car and then went and kidnapped the girlfriend, they're the ex-girlfriend, and held her for 5 days. But I said, go north, and I didn't know what that meant. Well, he had gone to Las Vegas. And I guess that was north. But
Yeah.
they were down in the canyon looking on horseback. And I said, there's no need to go look on horseback down in the canyon. She's not in the canyon. And there's a rock that's on Mulholland Drive. And I got to that rock. It's a huge rock, the size of a building. And I said, she's within a couple blocks from here. So the next search party went out. They opened their windows and just smelled, because I said she's 20 feet from the road. And he had taken her out of the car and shot her and killed her. And she was there, right there at the edge of the road, right by a bush, just tossed there. So because of that, the search party team members, I started reading a few people from them, but I met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, my friend Kat, she has agreed to come on with me today. She's sharing some stories. This woman's real. She's deep. And she's going to tell you exactly how it is. And if you need that type of support, this is my friend Kat. I'm very, 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 very picky on who I share information with and who I get guidance from. This is my friend Kat. And to work with her and to have her as a friend is an honor. And I can tell you that she's right on. I mean, look at some of the stuff she's done. And she's been, she's just been quiet. She's been raising her kids. She's been in a relationship. She hasn't been going out or promoting herself. She's not into promoting herself. As a matter of fact, that makes her uncomfortable. She's real. So if you have the opportunity to work with her, don't just call her up and ask what your boyfriend's doing or what your girlfriend's doing, or they're going to come back. You want some real guidance and assistance, book a session with her. And I'd really suggest talking to her once a month to really help guide you on what to do, and to have that support system of somebody that's real and honest with you and has massive intuitive insight and can see things years in the future, or help find dead bodies or animals,
I've actually found live people before too.
Yeah, live people, you know what I mean? And helping people heal. I mean, people in a coma heal, and to reach them and talk to their spirits. This is all naturally gifted. She hasn't been doing all these trainings. I'm honored that she's done my trainings, and they've helped her, because no matter who we are, we have programs that we need to shift and to work on, and it's part of the game, and it's part of our experience being here. She can point you in the right direction, and she is a sacred activations master practitioner. So she can also help you with sacred activations and help you shift those belief systems. So besides just telling you what it is, she can also help shift you and guide you. And I know you've been doing the timeline work with people too, right?
Yes. I've done it on myself quite often, actually, recently. But yes, I'll help people do guided meditations. And it's funny how people say that they can feel it, even though there's several countries over, and they feel it. It's amazing to me, because it's something that I really don't put a lot of thought into. It just is. And then I think about it after the fact, and I'm like, wow, that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And I'm glad to be able to help people with stuff like that. It makes me feel good.
It just comes natural, and it just comes out. You're in the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you go, wow, that was cool. Wow, look what happened. That's always been with me too, because I'm always about helping people. and then seeing them shift, it's just like, wow, that's really cool to watch that, you know.
It is.
What a gift.
Changed, don't you see? I've
You've
completely
changed so
changed.
much. You've even changed since last year.
Yeah, I've come more out of my shell. I've
Yeah.
always been in more of a cocoon protective, my walls up with people because of so much judgment my entire life. But they say in order to be a shadow walker, and you went through trials and tribulations, and I have major, major stuff. But I'm better for it today. I'm thankful for all my experiences, even though they were not always positive, but I've healed from a lot of stuff. I don't have any attachment to it whatsoever any longer. I can think about it, and then there's no feelings there with it. There's no attachments anymore. It doesn't bring up all these emotions that it used to. It's completely gone. I'm blessed to have had it. So thank you, Tamra.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. I'm so happy to help you, and I'm so happy you are showing up now, because I've been bugging Kat for years. Come on, come on, come on, let's do this, let's do this. And she like, okay, but I got to do this. Okay, but I got to do that. And I talked to her a couple of months ago, and she said, yeah, okay. And then we're recording this because my guest had to cancel. He had an emergency tariff, and he's really amazing guy. So I asked Kat, I said, you want to do this? What is that, an airplane?
Yeah, we live near, well, the Air Force Base is about a half a mile away from us. So that, yeah, hopefully there won't be another one anytime soon.
That's okay. That's okay. I was just like, wow, I'd never heard that before. So now I forgot what I was saying. I'm totally blanked on what I was talking about.
And that's so funny. I have the
You don't
attention
either.
span of an, I don't
I don't
know. But I'm a happy airhead.
Yeah, you look freaking amazing. You really do. I'm so excited. Oh, I remember we had to cancel the show, and I said I need my show for Tuesday. You want to be a guest?
Are you?
What? Am I locking up? Are you locking
Yeah, a
up?
little bit. It's
Okay.
back now.
So anyways, this was last minute recording of this. That's why we're not live with other people. And I'm really impressed you came on. I'm really excited you came on. And I'm really excited for people to know you. And that's really, really cool. Thank you, Kat.
Well, thank you. And the Sacred Activation family are obviously, if they're your people, they're my people. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you're a part of the Sacred Activations family. I mean, and I feel really honored, seriously, because you are such a master, and then to help have Sacred Activations help you even line up more with who you truly are. I'm very blessed to assist you in that, and I'm so excited with the shifts in you and that you're coming out, because you're my best friend, you know, you're my soul sister, and it's so nice to be able to share you with people. And I understand about families attacking. I mean, mine used to attack me all the time too. So what? You know what I mean? And I just kept going, and now they don't anymore.
Yeah, I'm not in contact with them, but you can still kind of hear it sometimes that so-and-so's talking about you. And I used to get all worried about it, but now I'm like, I don't care. They're background actors. They're not really a part of my life. And their opinion, what does it matter? That's their issues. Because you only get upset with stuff that is mirrored back to you. It's only your own stuff. So I must trigger something in them that they're not ready to.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfectly said. Exactly. So, Kat's information is below. She's also listed on my website under practitioners. So if you search under the practitioners, you can search for Kat.
Just have hair in my face.
Yeah, you were kind of cutting out. So what is your last message for everybody? What would you like to share?
Keep spreading the love. Just vibrate love. Live every day as happy as you can. And be thankful every day. Feel blessed. And you're rewarded more.
Perfect. Thank you, honey.
Have
I love you.
gratitude. Love you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. And I will be back next week. I'll be doing a public private session. Oh, I promised to do some activations today. Would you want to run an activation? One? Or do you want me to do it?
I prefer you to do it because although I know activations, I don't always know what they're called, and I'm not proficient in it. I just go with the feelings that I get and what I'm supposed to, what the topic is, you know,
Okay.
more so
All right.
than knowing proficiently what age an individual one is. By the way, is there a Chicken Little?
There is now. I love it.
I got that last week, and it's Chicken Little. Everybody's afraid the sky is falling. Sky is falling. That's a problem.
The sky is falling. But I like the name because there is the sky is falling, but I like Chicken Little. I love that name. That's
Okay.
cool. So let's do that. The sky is falling, Chicken Little. Because like you said, it's like you're always afraid that something's gonna happen and that the sky is falling. So that's a perfect activation. Why don't we run it together? Connect. So however you're afraid in your life that doomsday is coming, the sky is falling, there's always something happening. Just think about that.
There's other people in your life talking about it. People that are always bringing up the news and telling you all about it. And I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to hear anything about it. It's not a part of my life. So Chicken Little, because I don't want to deal with other people's.
Perfect. Okay. So let's run that.
Okay.
Okay, bring your energy into Mother Earth when you're ready. And due to sacred activations, remember your belief systems are going to be coming up and shifting. And so it might freak you out or it might not, but you're shifting and it doesn't come back.
Yeah, I got to stay above it. Remember the altitude. Climb above it. Get above it.
Exactly. You know what? That's perfect advice. Rise above it. Don't be in it. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Thank you so much for being here, Kat. You know I love you. Thank you so much for being on the show. I super appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.